Hey, what's up? My name is Emily, and I'm here today to do a reading for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and anybody who resonates either with Taurus or with this reading. So this is going to cover the retrograde period that we're in, multiple planets retrograding, and what that usually means is we're having an opportunity to look at our experiences in a different way, to look at where we've been, where we're going, and determine, is this the right path for me? Am I still in the right situations for where I'm at in my life now? And it's also a chance for us to really figure out if we've learned the lessons from the situations and experiences that we've had, if we've taken everything that our souls need from the experiences that we've had. So it looks to me in this reading that you, Taurus, are making a shift. So the way that these cards came out, I want to say this could be for a work this could be work, this could be career, but I think this is about a relationship, and I say that because the overall energy in both decks that I used. We've got the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Cups. And then look at that. We've got the Queen of Cups underneath. There's the Four of Cups. Lots of cups, right? Look how beautiful these cards are. So the Four of Cups, I don't know why I'm being guided to say this, but the Four of Cups is about not being satisfied. It's like something is being offered here and she is totally ignoring it. So you are totally dissatisfied with basically with where you're at, and you're doing probably what I just said, which is looking at where you're at, looking at where you've been, and figuring out, is this the right thing for you? And the Queen of Cups is about loving yourself. It's about taking that time to connect with yourself and to nurture yourself and listen to your intuition and your feelings and your body, and see what it is that you need. See what it is that's making you feel this way. Why are you dissatisfied? And the Hangman is underneath there. So to get back to it, because we've got a bunch of cards laying here. So the first cards we have are the Ten of Swords, the Four of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. And the Ten of Swords is about the end of a challenging situation. This can be about backstabbing and betrayal, but I'm not seeing it that way. I'm seeing it as an ending. For some of you, it's an ending within your home life, your home environment. So maybe you've had a difficult living situation, and that could be for a number of reasons, right? That could be because of the people that live in your home, the people that live around your home. That could be because of the home itself, where it is. There's many reasons for that, and I say that because the Four of Wands is about the the home and the family. As the Ten of Cups is about emotional fulfillment, but there's family there too. But this is sort of like the molecular family card. This card is also about, for me, when I see this card, I think about, like, if you've ever played a video game. Like, my favorite game when I was growing up was Crash Bandicoot, right? And they had these little checkpoints where you would get to this certain place, and if you got there and you passed that checkpoint, even if you got killed or you had to start up, you know what I mean? You never had to go all the way back. You never had to go all the way back to the beginning. You might have to go back to that point, but you don't have to go back to that beginning. And that's what I feel like this is talking about. I feel like you've been through something really challenging, mentally exhausting, you know, probably emotionally draining, whatever it is. And this is telling me, with the Four of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune, you don't have to ever go back. You don't have to go back. You don't have to learn that lesson again. You've taken what needs to be taken from that situation, and it's time to move on. And then the next card we have, and this is really beautiful, is the Eight of Cups and the Lovers. So this is why I'm saying this could be about a relationship. It could be about a relationship, perhaps a marriage, because that, I mean, it really does kind of show up here throughout the reading. But from a big picture perspective, whatever the situation is, you're making a choice to walk away. You know, and I like this because if we go back here to this Four of Cups, and this is cool because this didn't even show up originally. See how this cup is being offered over here, and she's like, I don't give a shit about that, right? She's walking away from it. You know, the Eight of Cups is a really empowered card. It's about leaving something that has been, I'm hearing consistent, leaving something that's been consistent and steady and something that you're used to, because you believe that there's a ninth and 10th cup, right? And that's what we have here. Like I love this. The overall energies from these other two decks, the 10 of Cups and the Ace of Cups, right? So you are leaving the 8 cups behind, which weren't necessarily bad, but they were not fulfilling for you, you know? I don't want to say it wasn't enough, but it wasn't the right person or situation or circumstance for you who you are now, which might be different than the person that you were. Like if you started a job 10 years ago, you know, and you worked in that job for 10 years, hopefully you have changed, you know, you have grown. Like we change and grow every day. And so who you are now may not resonate with that job because you've outgrown it, not because your boss is a bad person or your coworkers suck or like, you know, whatever, although that could be the case, but because you have outgrown the situation. It's that simple, you know? And with this, you're making a choice to walk away. You know, you're walking away from something that has given you a sense of stability. And as a Taurus, I know that's really important for you. You know, you want to feel stable. But you are choosing to walk away from this because whatever it is it's been challenging. It's been challenging. But how empowering is it, you know, to have the choice to walk away? You have, so you're making a choice. And then the next card we have is the Seven of Cups, right? And so you're, in a way, we're going from the Eight of Cups to the Seven of Cups. So I think you're going back. You know, I think this is you going back and maybe looking at options that you had in the past, or looking at things that you did in the past. You know, if this is about your work, you're looking at the different jobs that you had or the skills that you had, you know, the different experiences that you've had, and you're trying to figure out, like, where am I going from here? You know, where am I going from here? If I can't be here, what would work? And I think in this situation, if this is where you're at now, it's really important to let yourself be here. And this can be kind of overwhelming, but it can also be exciting to realize that you have options. But then there's like, what's the right option for me? What if I don't pick the right thing? How do I know what's the right thing? And this is why it's important that you connect in, Queen of Cups. It's why it's important that you connect into that, you know, because you really need to take some time to be with yourself so that when these opportunities come to you, you can feel in your body. You can feel in your body, and you can feel your intuition telling you whether that is a yes or a no for you. You know, does it feel good? Does it feel light? Does it feel inspired? Or does it feel heavy? You know, does it feel heavy? Does it feel somehow connected or tied to something in the past? You know, and I think looking at the different situations, like say this is a work thing. Looking at the different jobs that you've held and looking at what you liked about those experiences and what you didn't like, and then refining your kind of what you're looking for based on that list, right? Yeah. Yeah. Looking at those options. And it's cool because, to clarify this, we've got the Ace of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Now, this King of Pentacles could be you. And what I'm feeling here is like, this is you getting clear about your value, about what it is that you bring to the table, you know, and looking at these options and seeing like, what is it in me that I can offer in service to the world that is also going to support me? You know, what is it? What is it that I love to do? But what is it that I value? You know, and I think within this assessment that you're doing, it's important to make a decision, right? To get clarity. To make a decision that aligns with your values. To pick a person that aligns with your values. To pick a job that aligns with your values. That's really important, you know? Like, if you are somebody who, you know, I'm not saying that you have to find a replica of yourself. But if you're somebody that values spirituality and you find somebody totally devoid of spirituality, you might not be able to connect with them. You know, you want to find somebody who speaks your language. Someone who speaks your language, right? And maybe if this is romantic, you know, the King of Pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So maybe this person, if this isn't you, if this is someone else, maybe this person is someone who speaks your language, right? someone who also cares about stability and security and the earthly realm, right? Art and music and cooking and you know, health and well-being. Yeah. Yeah. So if this is romantic, you know, this could involve a King of Pentacles, but what I really feel is that this is you. This is you figuring out your value, but also what you value, and getting clear about that as you make choices. And the next card, this is really beautiful. We have the Chariot. And the Chariot is about forward movement, but it's also about staying in control over your thoughts. Like, I always think of the Chariot as the mind over matter card, right? So it's like you have the opposing, like, white horse, black horse, like dark and light, right? And as you're looking at this, like back in the Seven of Cups, right? There's a ladder here. Like, these could provide opportunities. And there's a snake here, you know, so it could be, the snake could be transformational, you know, opportunity to shed your skin, but it can also be like a literal snake. Like, I am not a person into snakes at all. I've seen many in the last few days, and it is like super unsettling, but you know. So it's like there's an element of illusion here as well in the Seven of Cups. There's an element of illusion. Smoke and mirrors. And with this, I think this is saying it's important. It's important that you honor both the dark and the light within you, you know, which can certainly come up when you're in this kind of transformation. But it's also about, like, reining in those thoughts, right? Like, if you start to go on this, like, what if I can't, or like, how could I have done that, or maybe I made the wrong decision, you know, it's about trusting yourself. Trusting yourself. And I say that because it's clarified here by the High Priestess and the Ace of Pentacles. And what I'm seeing here also is, like, looking here, you can see the moon and the new moon. This can be like the Chariot represents the sign of Cancer. So I'm feeling for you, like, we have all of these eclipses right now. We're actually about to enter Cancer. We're moving out. I think today's the last day of Gemini season. But there's something about the Cancer new moon, which is in the month of July. I can't remember what day it is. I think it's like the 20-somethingth, but I might be wrong. There's something about the Cancer new moon and this series of eclipses that is driving this change. But I feel like what this is saying is you need to trust your gut. Like, trust your intuition about the choice that you're making. And, like, choose it. Like, you know what I mean? And the Ace of Pentacles is about, it's like a gift. It's a new beginning. It's a seed. The Ace of Pentacles is a seed. A divine seed. You know, so it's just the start. It's just the start. So maybe this is saying, like, if you're starting over at a career, you know, at a job, like if you were at a job for 10 years and you're starting over, like, it can be weird. to be the new person. It can be weird to learn something new. And maybe that's what this is. Maybe you're learning something new so that you can go in a new direction. But it's something that's going to move with the Chariot. It's moving you forward, which is awesome. You know, it's not backwards, it's forward. And that's beautiful. You know, because this can be stagnation too, you know? So I love seeing this energy of moving forward. And then the next card we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is you planting those seeds, right? Right? And this is you like looking at them and saying like, are these the right seeds that I want to plant? You know? But you also like the Seven of Pentacles for me and other decks is usually like a life review card. And I love that we have two sevens here side by side. But the Seven of Pentacles in this deck, for me, what I'm getting is like, okay, you have that pentacle, right? Now you have the seed, but it's not enough to have the seed. Like you have to plant the seed. You have to water the seed. You have to put the seed in sunlight in order for it to grow. And you have to give it patience. And with the Page of Wands, I feel like this is totally something that is like inspired, creative co-creation with spirit. Like this is totally aligned with your path. But I also feel like this is you needing to have like a bit of lighthearted energy with it, right? Like it can be really frustrating, like when you're planting seeds and they're not growing right away. Like, you know, you have to be patient. And this is saying like, try to stay in this energy, this inspired creative energy about doing something new, something that you're passionate about, you know? And I think that's beautiful. It's beautiful to have something that's rooted in reality, which the Pentacles are, but something that's also like rooted in creativity and inspiration, you know? Because that's what's going to help you stick to it. And I think that's probably the part that you've been missing, is like feeling inspired, feeling connected, feeling like what you're doing lights you up. You know, it's like the difference between having a job that you hate and a job that you love. Like, and you've been looking at what is it that separates the two. What is it that would make me more happy in whatever the situation is that I'm changing, that I'm transforming? And what is it that I need from this situation so that I can change and transform into my best self, so that I can live my best life? Now, for some of you, this is about a relationship, because the next card we have is Judgment. And to clarify Judgment, we have the Two of Cups. Sitting right here under the Seven of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. You know, this could be about renewing a relationship. I'm hesitant to say that. But for some of you, this is about renewing a relationship. I would be really careful about doing that right now. The Judgment card can be about renewing. It can also be about ending. You know, Judgment is like last call. Are we going to stay or are we going to go? Are we going to keep working on this or are we going to not? What are we going to do? And for most of you, I feel like you're letting it go. I feel like you're letting it go. But I also feel like doing that, like honestly, what I'm feeling more here is that with this energy, with all of this new energy that's coming in, I feel like this is transforming the way that you show up in a relationship. And this can be all kinds of relationships, right? This can be all kinds of relationships. This could be within the family. This could be with like a romantic partner. This could be with your kids. This could be with your coworkers, your friends. I feel like this situation, you reconnecting to yourself and figuring out and reconnecting to that spark inside you is going to transform the way that you can show up in a relationship. And this is really important. Like I said at the beginning, right? The Ace of Cups underneath. You have to know that you are always attracting people and situations that are aligned with your vibration. And if you are in this vibration, you're going to attract other people in this vibration and situations out of alignment with you, because this is where you're at, right? This is where you're at. But when you are in a place of inspired creativity, like the Page of Wands, you know, playful, light-hearted energy, you can attract other people who feel this way, you know? So this may be you calling in new relationships, new situationships. I don't know why I said that. This is you transforming who you are in partnership. That's what I'm feeling. The next cards we have, the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is about looking around at all that you have done. Looking at all of the ways that you have and can support yourself. Right? She created all of this stuff. You know, and when you're walking away from a situation that's stable, it can be really easy to lose sight of this. And this is why I think the Chariot card was coming up. You know? But I also think that this is what you're looking at, you know? And this is why I said, like, for those of you in relationship, I think that if you've been in a long-term relationship that hasn't been working, that you've put effort into, I think this is you deciding to walk away. You know, for those of you in a career that has been unfulfilling, you know, this is you deciding to go out on your own and do something that you're passionate about. You know, start your own business, or even like have a side project. You know, have a side project and then walk away. But it's like, I feel like you've already left. That's either you are in the process of leaving or you've already left, whatever the situation is. Maybe you've just emotionally left, you know. But this is you getting into this space of being self-supporting, you know, and looking at, like, I remember when I was in a long relationship and I moved out, and it was really hard. And I realized when I moved out, I was like 28. It was the first time since I had moved out of my family's house when I was young that I had ever lived by myself. I always had a long-term boyfriend. I always had a bunch of roommates. I had never lived completely by myself. And at first it was like a little overwhelming, like, how am I walking into a whole empty house, and like, where do I even start with this? But I loved it. I ended up loving it. Like, everything that was on the wall was there because I put it there. Like, the art was mine. The furniture was mine, you know? And I don't just mean like I possessed it, but it represented me. It represented an aspect of me. Like, that is a thing that I find beautiful. I'm hanging that picture because it makes me feel good when I see it. And I really allowed myself to like be enmeshed in that experience because it helped me figure out who I was. You know, I am the type of person that would hang this picture over my kitchen table, whatever, because I love walking in my house and seeing this field of sunflowers. I love the way that I feel when I walk in my house and see this field of sunflowers. That's who I am, right? And so that experience, I'm saying this because it looks like she's hanging, right? This looks like her in her natural habitat, kind of, here, you know? Like, looking at, like, she's got this big bowl here, like how you feed yourself. Like, I am free now to feed myself what I want. I'm free now to decorate the way that I want. I'm free now to build the life that I want. And I'm 100% capable of doing that. 100% capable of doing that. Now, the cards that clarify this are interesting. To clarify this, we have the Devil and the Three of Cups. And for some of you, what I'm feeling here, and I'll tell you why in a minute, is that you need to get out. And I know we are in the middle of COVID. You can't just get out. But for some of you, you have been stuck inside too long, and you need to find a way to let loose. You need to find a way to get out, to hook up with friends. You know, I see people doing like these Zoom happy hours and shit. Like, hook up with your people, find your people, and, you know, if you can find some music, this is what I've been doing. I am heavily missing the music scene right now. I had all of these concerts lined up for the summer, and all of them are canceled or rescheduled, and it sucks. But I got a big speaker for my house, and I have been playing through all of these shows, and it is really hard to feel bad when that music is playing like that, you know, and just dancing around my house and having that on and raising my vibration in that way. For some of you, I think that's what this is. You need to tap back in to the creative energy that you've been suppressing. You've been suppressing it. For others of you, I just have to put this out there. For others of you, you need to be careful about your alcohol or drug consumption, or any addictive tendencies that you have. I'm really feeling alcohol and drugs because of the Three of Cups. It could be cigarettes, it could be food, it could be many things. But the Ten of Swords can be about recovering from an addiction, right? The Ten of Swords can be about recovering from an addiction. And with the Three of Cups and the Devil, I feel like either you need to be careful, some of you need to be careful about how much you're drinking, especially anyone who's recently moved out or who's recently got their own place. You know, with COVID, I get it, but just watch that. And then for others of you, this is saying, if you are getting on a path of recovery, If you are, congratulations, I'm on that path too. If you are getting into a path of recovery, then I think this is saying you can have fun without alcohol and drugs. And like I just said, you can turn the music on in your living room as loud as you want to, and I'm telling you, you will not feel bad. There are lots of things that you can do without alcohol and drugs. Many, many things. Pretty much everything you are already doing. The alcohol and drugs just aren't there. So different messages for different people. Take it how it resonates, you know. And then the next cards that we have are the Eight of Swords. Now, the Eight of Swords, this chick feels, I won't say she feels, she thinks she is trapped. It is all in her head. It is all in her head. To clarify the Eight of Swords, we've got Justice, the World, and the Sun. I feel like whatever it is that's made you feel this way is ending. It's the end. It's been and it's karmic, you know. Some of you are choosing a path of recovery in more ways than one. Some of you are choosing that path. Whatever it is that has convinced you that you are stuck, here in this energy, is ending. It's ending. And whatever it is, it's karmic. And like I said at the very beginning, with the Four of Wands, you don't ever have to go back there. You have reached a checkpoint in your life where you may come back and revisit these lessons, but you don't ever have to go back to where you started, ever. Major Arcana, Justice in the World. It's over. It's done. For some of you, this is a divorce. For some of you, you are literally getting a divorce. With the Nine of Pentacles, Justice in the World here, and Judgment. For some of you, this is about a Capricorn. Strong Capricorn energy here. Maybe you have Capricorn in your chart. Dealing with a Capricorn. You know, I mean, like I said, take it how it resonates. But whatever it is, there's the Sun. The Sun is illuminating. Hey, what's up? Sorry about that. I got cut off. I got a phone call and all these things happen. Anyways, I just wanted to finish your reading for you. So our last cards were the Eight of Swords, Justice, the World, and the Sun. And what I was saying is that I think this is the end of you feeling trapped. The end of whatever this cycle is that you keep replaying that makes you feel limited or restrained or stuck. It's the end. And something is bringing you clarity about that. Something is bringing you confidence. Trust in yourself and trust in your path. And trust in your ability to make the right choices for you. You know, it's not always about making right choices, but it's about making the right or best choice for you. Like doing the next right thing, you know? And I feel like this whole situation is shifting. And it's showing you how strong you are and how much you can accomplish, you know? Yeah. So the last cards that I pulled for you, I pulled some advice cards. So from, can't remember what this deck is called. Something about surrender, but I'll post it in the description. The first card we got is Surrender Resentments. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward towards positive situations in your life. And then, so perfect. Surrender negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say, thank you for sharing, and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. Yes. And then from Angels and Ancestors, we got She-Wolf. Unleash the wild within. And I think for some of you, that's why I was saying some of you need to get out and have a good time, you know. But really, this is about being like as authentically you as you possibly can, you know. Like putting it all out there. Like I said, dancing around the kitchen, you know, just whatever makes you feel alive. Like, I love the moon here, right? We're in these crazy like lunar cycles right now, but whatever makes you feel alive, whatever helps you connect fully to yourself, you know, do that. And then the last card we got is Rescue, number 16, which adds up to 7, which is divine protection. I think we had some 7s in here. Oh yeah, we had, check this out, 7 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, and then here we got 7. Anyways, this card is about asking Spirit for help. This card is also about being you. It's saying it's safe to be you. Both of these cards are saying it's safe to be you, you know? But this card is also about asking Spirit, asking the angels, asking your guides for help, you know? And it's one thing to know that you can do that. It's another thing to actually do that. Just putting that out there. You know, it could be asking others for help, but really the basis of this card is about asking Spirit. Asking Spirit for help if you feel stuck, if you feel unclear, if you feel uncertain. Ask Spirit for help, but you also have to make the space to listen. You know? Okay. I hope this helped, guys. Thank you.